If you are trading hours in a cramped, high-stress city office, packing up and moving to the village holds certain appeal. But doing so in 2026 doesn't mean accepting a life of pure subsistence farming. It comes down to a strategy of rural arbitrage. You take advantage of the cheap land and rock-bottom overhead of the village while using modern internet access and government village funds to tap into larger markets. To make this work, you have to operate within two strict constraints, starting with minimal capital, typically less than 10 million rupiah, and navigating a local market with limited purchasing power. That forces a choice. You have to decide whether you will leverage physical assets, like vacant land and livestock, or lean into digital and cultural assets, like e-commerce and local tourism. To figure out which path makes sense for you, we can use a structural blueprint to match your specific resources to the exact business model that will yield the highest return. Because when a rural business fails, it rarely happens because the idea itself was bad. It happens because the owner chose a model that clashed with their available capital, their daily schedule, or their comfort with technology. Looking at this decision tree, our first category starts at the primary asset node and branches down to physical space. This is for those who have land but limited cash. A biofloc system for catfish or tilapia fits perfectly here. It allows you to farm at a high density in a very small area, and you can get a single pool running for between 5 and 15 million rupiah. You will be trading your time for that low startup cost. This model demands daily physical labor to manage water quality and maintain strict feeding schedules, but that daily effort pays off quickly. You can harvest and convert your fish into cash in just 3 to 4 months. If fish aren't viable, poultry farming, like raising kampung chickens or meat ducks, sits on this exact same branch, requiring similar space and physical input. You can push your overhead even lower by using agricultural byproducts or household waste as a major part of their feed. Whether you choose fish or poultry, the result is the same. You are tapping into a highly stable, consistent local demand for daily food staples. The trade-off here is your freedom. These physical models tie you to your property every single day. The animals have to eat, no matter what else is on your schedule. Your income is also strictly capped by the physical limits of your land and the ceiling of local market prices, unless you take the extra step to process the meat yourself. If you are willing to trade high daily physical effort for highly predictable returns, these space-maximizing businesses are ideal for generating reliable, localized income. Going back to our flow chart, we can trace a new path expanding from the center out to a branch labeled Digital Hustle and Value Add. This is for those who lack land but possess tech literacy. The core model here is local snack production. You buy cheap local crops like cassava or taro and process them into packaged goods right from your home kitchen. The barrier to entry is extremely low. You only need about 2 to 5 million rupiah for basic equipment and decent packaging. By transforming a raw material into a premium packaged good, you can command profit margins of 50 to 100%. And you aren't limited to the people walking past your house. By listing on digital platforms like Shopee or TikTok Shop, a remote village kitchen can reach buyers across the country. With this model, your daily labor shifts away from physical farming. Instead, you will spend your hours designing packaging, managing online marketing, and dealing with shipping logistics. But you are stepping into a highly saturated digital arena. You will be fighting for attention against established national brands with deep marketing budgets. These digital value-add businesses offer the highest potential for scaling up. However, your success will rely entirely on your marketing and logistical competence, rather than just your ability to make a good product. Looking at our diagram's final path, we route to a branch for a local foot traffic and infrastructure. This suits those who can leverage existing structures or nearby crowds. For 5 to 10 million rupiah in machines, a laundry and repair service becomes highly lucrative if your village sits near a factory or a large plantation. Alternatively, you can monetize spare traditional rooms and the natural beauty of your village by offering agrotourism and homestays to post-pandemic travelers. The main advantage here is operational. Once the washing machines are installed or the guest room is furnished, the daily labor drops. These businesses offer steady, low-effort income. The vulnerability is that you are entirely at the mercy of your geography. If your village lacks an external tourist draw or lacks a high density of industrial workers, these businesses will fail, no matter how hard you work or how nice your setup is. Infrastructure-based businesses offer the easiest daily operation once established, but they carry the highest initial risk if you misjudge the local demographics. This quadrant chart maps our options. The horizontal axis measures market reach, local to national. The vertical axis measures daily effort, passive to active. Biofloc and poultry sit in active local. Snack production lands in active national. Agritourism and laundry occupy passive local. The overarching rule for 2026 is simple. Do not pick a business model that contradicts your natural skills or your daily reality. If you are tech-savvy and want long-term scale, target local snack production. It offers the lowest capital entry and the widest reach. If you have backyard space but need a quick return, choose biofloc or poultry to convert that empty land into a rapid 3-month cash cycle. If you live in a village with heavy foot traffic or industrial workers, build a safe, reliable local monopoly by opening a laundry service. Whichever path you choose, keep your initial spend under 10 million rupiah, tap into government training or village funds, and prove the economics locally before attempting to scale.